Ty Frank, you're gonna like that. He said use aniseed. Do is just to screw these in by hand. Don't use a stud installer, pipe wrench, vice grips, double nut, none of that stuff. Just screw them in hand tight. And then these are the gas. Okay, I gotta drill a hole in this manifold for a thermocouple. Okay, one of the mistakes I made here was I put the manifold on upside down. Here's a picture of it. Okay, Jake's working on the retarder. He's got Lake Erie under here. Anyway, he got the valve in there and the hoses off and took a bath in oil.
Great. Something's gonna go on there like, oh shit. It's not gonna come off. Ah, gotta hit these things. Ah, that is not gonna fucking work. That's gonna ruin it. Fucking stupid thing.
Okay, when you take the thermostat housing off a C15, there's only 3 bolts that hold it on, and they're, let's see, okay, this one's stuck in there. It is so corroded in there, I can't get it out. But you've only got, you got 3 bolts that hold it in, and so you don't want to undo this one and these 2 and this one. So there's 4 bolts that hold this housing and this housing together. You have to separate this to pull the thermostats out, which I'm gonna do because I got to figure out how to get this bolt out without twisting it off, but it's just so corroded in this hole it doesn't want to come out. So, and this is the air bleed hose for the pre-cooler, which is gone. So I need to screw this fitting out of here and plug it, or just change this whole assembly, figure out how to get rid of all that. Thermostat housing on. It's kind of a booger. For some reason this bolt don't want to start worth a dang. Don't know why. Sure ain't going in good. Again, there we go. I should be using a ratchet through this hole, but I'm using an end wrench to show you how cool I am. Man, he's a good mechanic. Using an end wrench for everything. Okay, I got the turbo on, and okay, this is the second oil line I've bought. I'm hoping this is going to work when I get the tube in here on the bottom. I'm not really 100% sure it's gonna. I guess I can, if I have to, I can bend it over, whatever. But I'm gonna try to help you out and give you some tips here. I'm a pretty good mechanic. I can fix stuff. Don't tell me I can't do something, because I'll show you I can. But there's just, if you don't have a background in these cat engines, these newer ones, there's things you don't know. I can tell you stuff about 1693s and D343s and D353s all day long till I'm blue in the face, but I don't know a lot about these engines. Well, here's what I've discovered. They make a couple different manifolds for these. They make a mid-mount and then a mid-mount low mount. This is a low mount. And if you don't know that, you're going to get the wrong stuff every time, and that's what's happened to me. Is I'm looking at mid mount, but they make a low mount, and that's what this is a low mount. And a mid mount would be up just a little bit more, and so those are the things you got to know. And then the other thing you got to pay close attention to is how it mounts. Now, this is a retarder model. So where did I get the parts from? I got these parts by looking in a 6NZ serial number C15. So a 6NZ is a single turbo C15. It's before the A-cert. So this one has a retarder. And an engine with a retarder, the oil cooler is huge. It sounds like Donald Trump. It's huge. Anyway, it's twice as long as a normal engine. And then here's your oil manifold outlets, and they come around and they go to the filter, and then it goes back in the engine. Anyway, so you got to know if you have a retarder, if you have a low mount or mid mount manifold. Do you have a remote mount filter or not? Is it mounted on the block? And so I'm going to give you all the group numbers so that when you go to Caterpillar and you need to get the correct lines, you'll be able to say, okay, my engine is this one. So let's look under this group number, and that's where you want to buy the lines. I was told that just go to a 3406E engine, and I said, which one? They're all the same. Well, no, they're not. You're working on a C15, go to a C15, because 3406Es, they were a bridge engine to the C15, and not all of them had a C15 style block. There was a lot of changes made. So if you're putting this on a 3406E, then go to a 3406E parts book to get the lines. But if you're going on a C15, go to a 6NZ serial number C15. That way you'll be assured to get the right stuff. Anyway, so I've got everything on. I've got to do the exhaust. I got a new piece of flex pipe because I need to come up a little closer. I got a coupler with a EGT probe in it there, and I've drilled and tapped one in the manifold here. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm going to put twin EGTs in here so it can see before the turbo and after the turbo. Now, high performance guys, they all want to know what the exhaust gas temperature is before the turbo. That's the most important, because it's going to be, could be 200 to 300 degrees hotter than the outlet. So if you're putting fuel to it and pulling a lot more power than stock, you're going to want to know how hot it is in here, because you could do some damage. And so I don't understand. They've got the pads on here, but they don't drill them. I really think they should drill and tap these holes and just put a plug in them so that a guy could use them if he wants. Because in hindsight, I'm looking at this and I'm wishing I'd have drilled it over here. because I'm closer and I don't have this interference with this bolt right here. So I'm thinking I can get it in okay. I'm hoping so. But anyway, I'm wishing I'd have put it over there instead. But if they'd have drilled and tapped both these and had plugs in them, then I would have had the option to go either way. So that's just my 2 cents. They need to, if they're going to put these on here, they should drill them, tap them, put plugs in them. You can choose what you want. And they should include a little more in the instructions and tell you what manifold this is based off. Is this a low mount or a mid mount, or is this a mid mount, low mount? Anyway, so because you saw I put the damn thing on upside down, and I put on my Facebook page what I had done, and I asked people, what do you see wrong here? It took forever, but one guy finally said it's upside down. So unless you're familiar with these engines, how are you going to know? Especially going from a twin, because on a twin, that first turbo is up here high. So anyway, time to pry this piece of pipe off and shut my pie hole and get that done. Well, I can officially tell you everything it takes to switch a C15 insert to a single turbo with a retarder. Okay, there we are. You think I should paint them bolts? Maybe. Okay, now. Let's see. I got my pipe in. Hello! Got a new hose here. Got these tightened up. Let's see. Okay, I think now it's time to put the turbo on and bolt it up for the last time.
Okay, we're going on for the last and final time, and I'm just putting the housing on, and then I'll go get the guts, the rotating assembly, and put in here, because I painted the center section, and so I had to undo all this. So I gotta see if I can get the pipe hook back up here before I get too carried away. There we go. Okay, that's gonna go back on. So now I need to get some antices and the actual finish hold down bolts and stuff that go on here. Ooh, that's running crap all over. Ugh, liquidy. I have to do this with my finger. Better luck than brushing it all over the place. Okay, now. Yep.
Just using a regular 3/8 coarse thread nut to mount it up temporarily.
It's been a long, arduous day just trying to find all the stuff I need. So you're going to watch me go through all kinds of hell trying to figure all this out. So when you do it, you won't have to go through this.
I mean, I kind of like sharing information with people. I don't feel like that when I know something that I know something nobody else does, and I'm not going to share it. I'm more than happy to tell you what I know. Like most people, I like to tell you what they know or think they know, but I would rather see a guy have success than go through hell trying to figure something out because somebody wouldn't tell him how to do it.
I guess. Put that here like this. What do you think? Where should I put it?
Gotta leave it sort of loose so I can line up the oil lines to it. Which I think I'll get the pressure one and put that on right now. I have my trusty O-ring kit to put an O-ring in that turbo fitting down here. Show you right here. This is called a O-ring boss. It's a flat surface on the line. It goes on that. So, okay, one thing we got to do though before I get put it on permanent is it'll have to come off again, and I'm gonna put some oil in the turbo before I start it. The oil line goes here, so I need to get a couple of short bolts to go in there. Okay, I want to point out something to you. You see this? Jim custom made this coupler for me for the D9, and what the deal is the D9 has a piston ring that goes in here, and then this assembly slides inside the elbow, but the truck thing has a flange on it. So I'm putting this turbo on the C15 because it'll work on here. But the cool thing is that if you had a turbo for your D9H, whatever cat piece equipment that had that necessary piece on there, see, he welded that in there. Guy can weld anything. Anyway, so you can take this is the truck type coupler, and then it will fit right over the cat one. And then there you are, and then you just put the V-band clamp on it, tighten her up. So you're probably asking, Jeff, why the hell are you putting the D9 turbo on the C15? Well, on account of the D9 ain't ready, and so I thought, well, what the hell, put one on the C15, put this on. I asked him, I said, can I put this on there? And he says, yep. Well, first he said, I don't know about that coupler, so I just went and got one and put it over there, and it slipped right on. I went, well, that's gonna work. So he said, yeah, you can put it on there. So that's what I'm doing. Then we get the cat in here and get the heads off and all that stuff. I got time. I'll get another one coming for the cat. Got a brand new stainless pipe in there. I just had to add, I don't know what it was. I think it was like 4 or 5 inches of pipe is what I had to add. So I was going to weld a straight piece on to this coupler, but I just went, nah, just go get a new piece of pipe that fits it. Anyway, it's pretty clean. Now, to do this though, you got to have a short radius elbow, and I got this one from Kenworth. There's the part number right there, 90HL6SR. This baby's got to go in there, and we should probably put a little soap on it. I just put a little water on it to help it slip on a little better. There we go. Okay, there, we got good clearance on that. Now I'm gonna have to cut a short piece of pipe to get up to this next one, I think. I got some old piping I took off old Kenny. And it promptly got grease all over it. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I gotta have that much pipe. Okay, I've got the turbo on, got the flex pipe all on, got the oil supply, got the boot on. I just need to cut a piece of aluminum pipe to go in here. This is so much nicer and cleaner in here, isn't it? I mean, it's incredible how much less stuff there is there. I like the way that looks. Anyway, Jake, he got the retarder all sealed up, and what he did is he just took the valve body and all the lines off the bottom of the retarder and put new O-rings in them and sealed all that up. Because I think our leaking issues are external, not internal. I don't think the rear seals, the two seals in the rotor are leaking. So here's the deal. Josh said these engines will run 750 before they need some work, and that's usually the head gasket. So what we're thinking is we're just gonna clean up the oil leaks, get this turbo on, and the truck's got 620,000 on it now. So rather than try to fix all this stuff with it in the truck, we'll just keep running it, and at some point when we actually have enough time to do it, or we have a spare tractor, we'll just pull the whole engine out and go through it. Reseal everything, check the bearings. If the deck needs to be milled and then cut for shims, I like to cut them and use even though it's a spacer plate engine, I still like to cut them and use the stainless shims. It's a better surface than the cast iron. Anyway, if that's the case and we have to pull the liners, we just do a complete overhaul on it. But for right now, I think we're just going to go ahead and get it done because we're going to need the truck. And then as far as the transmission goes, I'm not sure we have time to do that because we need to get the cat in here and we need to get working on it. And the cat could be in here for a month. And it needs to be running and going because come springtime we're going to have to put it to work. So we did quite a bit of work on this, and when we get ready to do some more, I may be talking to Josh and see if I can get him to give me some advice on this, on some other things we want to do. But for right now, we're just going to put her back together and go. Okay, I wanted to show you, this is the control valve for the retarder. And this has got a spool, big spool in there, and a diaphragm, and it runs off of air. And air is what actuates it. But I think most of our leaks were coming off of all these little places. Like right here, there was an O-ring into the pan. And this great big assembly here needed resealed. This tube. There's just a lot of stuff on here to leak. Anyway, I haven't seen oil coming out of the bell housing really, so that tells me the seal on the back of the retarder rotor is still good. So I'm hoping this is going to clean things up. And then this is a pan heater we put on here. These are awesome because they heat your oil and heat rises, so it carries up through the engine. But anyway, this truck has double everything. So you got a oil heater, pan heater. It has a block heater, regular element type heater. It has a retarder, and it has a C brake, compression brake, engine brake. So double everything. And I gotta finish loading up my toolbox. Love that toolbox. Anyway, I still gotta. There's no gaskets under this. There's just O-rings, so I just got to pull that off, and the power steering pump, and put new O-rings under here, and then I'm good to go there. And then I think I've got to put one on this. It seemed to have been leaking. And then I don't know. There's just an O-ring under the compressor, but look at the size of this compressor.
This is one big compressor. Look at the size of that hose. Look at the size of that thing, man. I'm telling you what, that is a big hose. Anyway, while I've got the water drained out of the system and everything, I probably should do that. The only thing I'm concerned with is more than likely I have to remove this filter base, because there's no way that compressor is going to slide back, which means I got to undo the fuel line, undo all this, and slide the thing back before I can pull the compressor back. So, but I just know we've had a lot of mysterious leaking from in here. But with 620,000 miles on it, it just seems like everything's getting pretty cooked. All the seals and stuff are starting to leak, so that's probably why it really just needs to come out. Because if I was to pull that out and go through it, overhaul it, reseal it, that truck would last me forever. There's no way I'd have to live to be 250 years old before I'd get 600,000 miles on it. So that would be a forever motor for me.
Hey everybody, it's an awesome morning today. We're going to get going on the Kenworth, do some work on her, and I want to talk about some subscribers this morning. Knox Pilati from beautiful Bozeman, Montana. I love Bozeman, Knox. That's a beautiful town. And thank you for the old Kenworth manuals. Those are going to go in here on the desk with the rest of the manuals. Those are awesome. Thank you for sending those to me. Sam Fogelman from Colorado. Thanks for subscribing, Sam. Jeffrey Lewis from Louisiana. Thanks for watching, Jeffrey. 150 Honda 248, and he's two boys. I don't know where you got. Oh, Tennessee. That's right. You're Middle Tennessee. Thanks for subscribing and watching. Glad you enjoyed my channel. Daniel Greger from Australia. He says, black smoke till I'm broke, and that's probably what'll happen to me. Stuart Hingston from Tasmania. I have some awesome Australian subscribers. Thank you for watching. Joe Smith from Toronto, Canada, and PJEXC from Saskatchewan, Canada, and an awesome subscriber from Kazakhstan, Russia, Yergely Shambulov. I hope I pronounced that correctly, Yergely. Anyway, that's awesome that you're watching in Kazakhstan. Sometime when we've got some more time, I want to tell you about a story. I almost went to Kazakhstan before, it was a little before 9/11. I was going to go do some work over there. It would have been an awesome, cool job. I'll tell you about that sometime. Anyway, so hope you enjoyed today's video, and next time we should have it out on the road running. Oh, next week I got a special guest that's going to be here at the shop. Somebody who has been an innovator for years and years and years on high performance diesel stuff, and he'll come by and make a visit. If you enjoy my videos, please like and share them. Click the like button right there, the thumbs up one, and share them with those that you might think would enjoy them. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. It's an awesome day. Well, it started out to be an awesome day. Klaus, the German Shepherd, got hit by a car about an hour ago, which kind of bummed my day out.